Welcome to episode 31 of the tutorial series Livewire 3 from scratch. My name is William Chuma. In this episode, I would like us to look at how to upload an image in Livewire 3 and also preview the image before saving, such that if the image is good, we can be able to go ahead and save. And if we do not like whatever it is that we see in the preview, we can go ahead and discard. So let us go ahead and do that. I'm going to create a new component. I'm going to run the command php artisan make livewire. Then the name of our component, I'm going to call it image upload. I will hit enter to create the component. I also want to go ahead and create the routes for this component of ours because we are going to use it as a full page component. So here I'm going to have upload image upload like that, and then we will have a class here. I'm going to call it, we are going to pass in the image in our route image upload, and then of course this route here, there is a route that we called upload somewhere in these episodes that you're working with. So here I'm going to have image upload. And it's important for me to mention that the preview feature is only enabled for images. So you cannot be able to preview a PDF image if you're uploading, or you cannot be able to preview an Excel or CSV file. It's only reserved for images. So let us go ahead and visit our component. So here I'm going to have localhost 8000 / image hyphen upload. And of course we have something that looks like this. So I would like to go to that component and be able to create our inputs. So in this case here, maybe I can call this image upload. And then this one, as it displays on the desktop, I want to have a class of offset 3:6, and then I want to have a single input here. I'm going to have a div with a class of MB3, and then we will close the div, and inside here I want us to have our input type file, in this case wire model, let me call it image, and then of course a class of form hyphen control like that. We will close it, and then after that I want us to have the buttons. So maybe this one we can have it in form input, or we can leave it like that. And then below here I want us to have two buttons, and one of the buttons is the button for resetting. So button class btn, let me have it as secondary, and then the class, the name of this button, I'm going to call it reset. So for resetting the image and clearing it from our input. Then of course I want us to have another button. Maybe I can just go ahead and copy whatever it is that you have here, and this one we have it with a class of primary, and then this one will be save like that. So if I'm to refresh, we have our file looking like that, and I think there is something. So offset is 3, and then column 6. I think I'd forgotten that. So now our values are a little bit centered. I would like to go ahead and be able to work on this one from our other side. So I'm going to open the Livewire class, and you're having image upload. I'm going to create two methods here. One of them I'm going to call reset, public function reset. Let me call it reset image, because we have in Livewire we have the reset method. So if I use reset, you might be able to have some confusion. Then of course the other one, I want it to be, it's not a must for us to have public function, we can just even have function. And then here we can also have function save. So we have the two methods, and inside the save I want us to do validation. So this validate. So in this case we validate our image, and here we are going to have image because that is what we have called it. And then what we are going to have here is that it's required, and we can be able to pass the memes, the meme types. In this case, what we are going to have is a PNG, all the image meme types. So JPEG, and we can have PNG, we can have JPG, even GIF. And then I want us to have it to have a maximum size of 2048, that is 2 MB. And then of course we need to, I will close this one here, we need to declare this property here. So what I'm going to have is a public image. That's our property. And now if we are to refresh, I'm going to also do something on the buttons. So let us go to our buttons. Let me move this a little bit down. Let's go to our buttons in our Livewire view component. And here, this first button, I want it to, when we click it, it goes to the method reset image like that. And then this other button, when we click it, we go ahead and do what? Save our image. So I would like to attempt and see if we can be able to check the save method, because at least we have validation there. And it's good for me to be able to handle validation also. So let me handle validation here first. So what we are going to have at error, in this case image. So any errors that arise from our property image, at end error, like that. And then inside here, what I'm going to do is to have a span, the same way we have been doing it, with a class of text danger, like that. And then we will pass the error message here. So what I have here are curly braces, and you're going to have message. I'm going to save that. So I want to try if we are able to capture the errors. So I'm going to click on save, and it says image required, so meaning that one is working okay. I also want us, once we're able to choose the image, we be able to display the image above here. So let me work on that. What you're going to do, you're just going to check if an image exists, or if there's anything that has been set to our image property, then we can go ahead and display it. So let me just below the title, I want to have at if image, at if image and then going to have at end if, and then what I want us to pass in here is our image. So in this case we will have img and then src, and then of course we can be able to pass in the image from our temporary URL. So we'll have image and then temporary URL like that. You'll be able to display our image. Of course, we can be able to pass the width and height of what we want to see. So what I want us to have, we can be able to pass here a width of maybe 500 and a height of 500. I don't know how it will display, but we will try and see what happens. So let us go ahead and see if we're able to pick an image and attempt to upload it. So choose file, and I just want to choose one of the images that I use in as my thumbnail for YouTube. And you can see we are having an error, and this is because we have not been able to include the with file uploads. Because if you read the error, what it says is you cannot handle without Livewire with file uploads trait. So we need to include it. So let us go to our class, and up here I want us to use Livewire with file uploads like that, and I need to also just have it here. So here we can have use with file uploads like that, and then we can go ahead and refresh, and then now we can try to upload it again. It's just an image here, and now we are waiting for the preview, and you can see it's being displayed in the dimensions that I did put. So 500 by 500 is I think not the best. Maybe we can change this depending with the kind of image that you are displaying. You can be able to do a workaround the dimensions that you pass here. So maybe for the width we can have it as maybe 500, and the height we can do maybe the width, yes, the height we can do 300, something of that sort, maybe such that it displays a little bit nicely. So again, choose, and then we have that open, and then now it's displaying like that. I think not very bad, and you can be able to do the size to make it even a little bit smaller than whatever it is that we have here. That is good enough. I want us to attempt now and work on reset, because sometimes you may upload an image and then you don't like it and you want to reset. So you will click this method and then it will be able to reset the image for you. So let us go to our Livewire class and be able to work on the reset image. And what I want us to do when we are resetting the image, I want us to just reset the image. So maybe I want to just run this reset just like that. But of course, this you have issues. I'm doing it like this such that we can be able to notice the limitations that you're going to face when we do it like that. So I have my image, I have opened it, then once I open it, it's going to display, and once it displays, when I click reset, the image goes. And I think this one is resetting perfectly because I was trying it somewhere else, and once we were resetting, the file was not being reset. The link was remaining visible here. So I think that is that. But let me do the intervention, that notwithstanding. So if we want to reset the image and also remove the link, so sort of like the image link, then maybe we can go ahead and reset the image alone. And then we can have another property. We can pass an ID to our input. So in this case, public, I want to have ID. So public ID, another property. And we can set the initial value to 1. And then now here, we will also have this ID, and then we can increment it to wherever it you go. It doesn't really matter. So you just increment it by 1 or something of that sort. And this one will be very helpful for us. I want us to go to our view component and be able to add that ID. So here I want to pass an ID, and since we want it to be unique, I want it to be upload, and then I can be able to pass my ID here like that. So that will be able to handle that when we reset, we are also able to reset even the file name that usually is in that input field, the one that appears here where we choose our file. So that is that. I want us to be able to now go ahead and save our file. So in this case, what we are going to have is in our save method, and I think this one we did even in the previous tutorial, but let me just go ahead and do that. So in our save method inside our Livewire class, image upload, I want us to, after we do validation, I want us to save. So we can say this image, remember we have a property called image, that is why I'm calling this. So this image store, and we can say where we want it stored. So maybe my maybe we can say nice photos. Let me just say that because I know my photos, I have a folder probably because of a previous tutorial, but it doesn't matter. Wherever it is that you want to save, you can save. And I want us to just have session message. So in this case, we can have session flash, and what we have here is success, and then we can be able to pass that file saved. Also, for when we reset the file, we can be able also to just pass a session message. And here what I can have, as we increment and we do every other thing, here we can say image reset like that. And so in this case, what it means is that we have not been able to save this image, we just reset it. And I would like to just handle the session message on this side. There's one thing that I'd like to talk about. Currently, if we click on reset image, I want us to see if there's anything that is going to happen. Nothing is happening. I think that one is okay. But as I was working on this, I also found out that there is a possibility that you can be able to get errors when you click reset image. So I want to just show this button when we actually have an image selected. So I want to just go to our view in this case, and we can be able to, for the first button for resetting the image, I want us to have at if, and here we have image. So if we have an image, then we can be able to have this button. Otherwise, we do not want to have the button. So basically, if I refresh, now that button is not visible, and it will only be shown when we have an image selected. So now you can see the image is being shown and the reset button. So when I click reset, now the image is discarded like that. And so I think that is good enough. Maybe I can be able to just do one more thing and handle the session messages. This is something that we have done in various episodes, and it doesn't harm to maybe just repeat, such that at least we have some feedback and see that our work is working very fine. So session, so we are checking for session success, and then we are having endif at endif like that, and here we can have a div with a class of alert success. Like that, and we can be able to pass in our session success here. Like that. So basically that is what we can do to be able to just handle that. And now if I'm to refresh and then select an image, the same image that we are selecting, it is previewed. If I click reset, now it's saying image reset in our flash message. If I select it and now say save, file saved. And also when our file has been saved, I think it is proper if we still perform a reset, and that we can be able to just go to our method. So let me just go to our Livewire class, and maybe what we can do, we can just call this reset image method. So as we do the session flash, we can also go ahead and just call the method. So we can say this and then reset image like that. You can call this other method, this one here, such that we'll be able to do the same. So let me attempt to refresh. I'm going to just use the same image, and then we are going to click open, and then I'm going to say save, and now everything is being reset perfectly. If we go to our files and then storage, storage app, we have a folder called photos. If I open this, we have two images. If I open an image, you can see the same specific image is the one that is being displayed. This is the end of the tutorial episode. If you have not subscribed to this channel, I ask that you may please subscribe. I also ask that if you like the video, you can be able to give it a like and also engage us in the comment section. Thank you very much for your support and following this tutorial up until this point.